Hello, it is I, Megazard, once again bringing you content of the other metagames Grand Slam playoffs. In all seriousness, this is a little late because, I recorded this and then I recorded level versus level 56. And they were both half-hour videos, and you know what? Going in depth over some other metagames content, that's great. I had fun doing it. I did this for fun, but I don't really think people are gonna want to watch a half hour of in-depth other metagame stuff twice. So I figured, you know what? Now that I'm graduated, let me just re-record this. Do it, just run through more quickly. Maybe not as in-depth, but frankly I was pausing every other turn, making a lot of detailed comments that I just don't really think were worth it. So I'm just going to kind of run through this semifinals series versus jrdn. This is a team I got from Chloe because I wasn't terribly confident in my own building. jrdn apparently got this team from his brother. That is what I've been told after. I don't even know who his brother is. Looking at the matchup, it's not good, because my Arceus is an Arceus Steel, which means that Ho-Oh switch-ins are not really, and he basically has checks for pretty much everything I have. Dragonite, Zygarde, and Weavile can both put a lot of pressure on him, but to do that I have to remove the Ogre, I have to remove the Arceus, which is going to end up being a bulky, it's obviously some kind of bulky form, doesn't really matter what it is, so I won't spoil that. Anyway, I'm just going to toss out Golisopod because I'm yeah, it's an okay lead, I can Toxic Groudons, whatever. He reveals Arceus Fairy. Kind of weird to have Fairyseus and Magearna, but it's a physically defensive arc form, that's the whole point. I'm just going to toss out a Toxic as he ends up going Mence, not Dawn, which makes sense because we're going to see as I swap out into the Arceus Steel, just trying to scout him out. He is Pinstripe Mence with Refresh? Well, that's a new thing, I guess. It's supposed to, just 100% beat Stall. I'm a double Z Veltal, just trying to scout stuff out as he goes Ho-Oh, and then switches into Magearna, which is kind of interesting as I throw out a Dark Pulse. Now, Magearna is a Weavile stop, so I'm you know what, let me just Heat Wave this shit. I get kind of lucky that it ends up being Sable Knights and not Venusaurite. I was just kind of trying to take a gamble there because I really wanted this weekend, because I figured Weavile is probably my best way to wall break for said Zygarde that is a dangerous threat, but only if I can weaken that physically defensive Arceus Fairy, which I need Weavile to force in, and yeah, that's basically the plan. So, goes Zygarde, he's actually going to save Magearna, go into the Fairyseus. That's fine, kind of sucks he still has a Magic Bouncer, because Magic Bounce is annoying. Steelseus comes out, then I double into Weavile. Not really sure. Oh yeah, I wanted to get it Mega Evolved, so I'd immediately have the. Yeah, in hindsight, I don't know about that play because he was obviously going Ho-Oh. Maybe I wanted to scout it because if he's offensive band, fake out plus double edge, might be able to do a lot of damage to him. Anyway, I go Groudon. He reveals something really weird, which is Will-O-Wisp of all things. You just don't see that a lot because Sacred Fire is normally what you go for burns, but. Okay, it works for me. He goes Arceus Fairy as I get a Rocks, and I'm you know what? What's a good way to deal with this Fairyseus? Annoy it, weaken it? T-Wave. T-Wave is a fair and balanced strategy. I'm gonna Rock again as he Toxics, that's completely fine. This is basically what I expected. And now, because he's going to Defog, I can go right out into the Golisopod. And fortunately for me, he gets fully paralyzed, which makes him want to stay in and Defog again. In my opinion, it would have been better to just not do that, because his Arceus can get pretty weakened. I do get a defense trap, but it's not like he could stay in with me spamming Liquidation until he gets a full para. And that's huge, because look, now he's weakened. Now Zygarde can kill it, or Weavile can kill it. He can't switch into things, and he need that Arceus Fairy at full health, so I really don't know about that. Mence Jukes a Toxic, doesn't really matter, as I'm going to go right into Steelseus. Now he finally actually goes Groudon as opposed to Ho-Oh. And Groudon is another thing I need weakened for Weavile. I'm looking at that damage, he's definitely offensive, which means Weavile might just kill him from there. But I'm going to play it safe and go for the Earth Powers. He just wants Rocks, which makes sense because, one, I definitely might not stay in, and two, I have a Golisopod and a Weavile, they're both pretty annoying. So, sacks it for Rocks, goes Ho-Oh, I have to Death Fodder something, I decide it's going to be Steelseus. I can't play this game defensively, obviously. Defensively, he's just going to outlast me. I'm going to have to play super offensively. That starts by sacking the Steelseus, because that lets me get my own Groudon in. It has Rock Slide, which is what I'm going to do because I know he still has that magic bounce. I really wanted to Precipice Blades, but I was not that ballsy. He could have stayed in expecting me to not have a rock move. I mean, that would have been kind of dumb because I just went into Groudon. Why would I do that if I didn't have a rock move? Anyway, sacks Magearna, doesn't bother like trying to double out in Precipice Blades. That might have been kind of risky or something. He doesn't really need Magearna alive at all. So Mence comes out, and this is definitely a little weird, because he's going to Dragon Dance, try to abuse the fact that he can refresh off T-Waves, and the fact that I'm obviously going to Stealth Rock, but like that's fine with me, because I have a Refrigerate Fake-Out Weavile. Like that's... He's not going to... He's not sweeping. I have a Weavile, like what? Like no, that's not gonna be scary. Now he goes right into the Ogre, which is going to be revealed to be Scarf, rather than the Primal Kyogre, which lets me do something very cute. I can go into Gliscod. Primordial Sea is up instead of Drizzle. I'm basically just Death Foddering Gliscod because it's the least useful thing, but then I run a Calc, and I see, well, first of all, let it just be said, he's running Hydro Pump, that is 100%, that's just the worse than Origin Pulse. He said later, like, oh, whoops. I couldn't really tell you why. It didn't end up mattering, because even if he was Origin Pulse, because Primordial Sea went up, then Gliscod died, he has no Rain, or Primordial Sea or whatever. Without that, he can't actually kill Zygarde, which means I get the free DD. And because his Arceus form is paralyzed and weakened, that is the ball game. Zygarde is going to be able to take it out, and that's it. Zygarde wins. What I was more realistically expecting was that, like, his Arceus form is still at full health, but then when I Dragon Dance with Zygarde, I do like 60 or 70%, put him in range of Weavile, and then maybe I can sweep with Weavile later, or vice versa, like maybe Weavile weakens it and then I sweep with Zygarde. But that just ended up not being needed because he stayed into Defog, which I understand because he is a Ho-Oh. Obviously, you know, you don't want Ho-Oh coming out on rocks. He is a Mence too, you don't want Mence coming in on rocks, but once rocks are up, like, I think you just kind of have to take the hit. So, Game 2. Sketchmons. He is an accomplished Sketchmons player, but that doesn't matter because this is the first time I revealed this Trick Room team, which is by now a Sketchmons sample team. It is baller because Sketchmons is all offense. If you've never played the other meta, it is just an incredibly offensive metagame because of all the crazy shit Mons can get, and a lot of offense revolves around some kind of speed control, whether it be Sand or Sticky Web. Those are the two most common. Hey look, he's got Sand. Hey look, his team's very fast. Hey look, I have Trick Room. That's basically how this game's gonna go. So I'm just gonna throw it right out there. I'm gonna lead Diancie. It is a Sash, Trick Room, Stealth Rock lead. Excadrill, just not a bother. And then, like, look at his team. I have the Alola Whack. I have the Mega Mawile. I have the Rhyperior. Like, this is just gonna be dangerous. It's scary. He has Slowbro. That's his one saving grace. I'm just going to Explode to try to stop a Rapid Spin or something. He Volts. I see his Regenerator, Assault Vest. I'm just going to go right into Marowak. When Diancie leads, you typically only get like 1 or 2 turns of Trick Room, but that's fine. I just need to soften up his team with Marowak so that Rhyperior and Mawile do well later. He's got some physically defensive things, such as Landorus, which has now been weakened quite a bit because it took 68% from -1 Marowak, because fuck yeah, V-Create and Trick Room. He now goes Tyranitar, not Rhyperior. I did have Earthquake, didn't want to predict that. I'm like, okay, I can just weaken Tyranitar. Turns out, Pursuit doesn't kill. I thought it would kill, he thought it would kill. Nope. I mean, there was no way I was going to switch, but I could not believe that Marowak somehow lived at -2 defense. And that's a Tyranitar. But amazing for me, because, you know, dead T-Tar, he goes X-Scare. Primarina can take a Banded 1,000 Arrows, which is fortunate for me, which means because I can just set up Trick Room again and keep Porygon 2 healthy, because Porygon 2 could also be doing some sweeping of its own. Slowbro turns out to be slower than Primarina, just because, like, Primarina's base 60 speed. You can only do so much with minimum IVs and stuff. I'm just going to toss out a Moonblast because I want to keep Slowbro weakened. It is annoying for Mawile, it is annoying for Rhyperior. It's like his only threat in this matchup is trying to play with Slowbro. Which is why I'm letting Primarina get weakened, even though it's an Excadrill check. And as you can see, my team is pretty ground weak. Right there I go for the Hydro Vortex. This is a mistake on my part. It is Waterium Z instead of Primarium Z, because I am running Oceanic Opera. It was supposed to be Oceanic Operata, like the special Z move just for Primarina. but I don't have the right item. Anyway, I just Moonblast. He ends up going Excadrill, like, that's totally fine. The crit is slightly useful because it allows me to go Mawile instead of Rhyperior, because at this range, Mawile takes him out, and it wouldn't without the crit. But, like, if I just went Rhyperior, shit was basically fucked anyway. I could have even gone Porygon too, to be honest. Anyway, Serperior comes out. He ends up not being over. I'm just gonna Extreme Speed to get off damage, because if he's Overheat, he's Life Orb, and then he's gonna die in 2 hits as Porygon 2 sets up Trick Room, and that's the ballgame. But he ends up being V-Create anyway, which is like, okay, V-Create Serperior, very good set, but it can't KO Mawile. Mega Mawile is way too bulky for, you know, going off Serperior's attack stat. I even get to Extreme Speed Immense, do a lot of damage as he Earthquakes me. Ends up being Moxie's Scarf, which is kind of interesting. Like, I haven't seen too much of it, but it does seem like it'd be good because you get Dragon Ascent. But yeah, this matchup was just super good for me. Trick Room was just my innovation that I was like, I have to make this a thing, and it worked incredibly well. Like the Mon count is kind of close, but that's kind of what happens with Trick Room. It's very offensive playstyle. You have to make sacrifices, but it's very strong. It's very fun. It's very dumb. And despite Slowbro being slower in Trick Room, that's gonna be the game. I only set up Trick Room because if Porygon 2 somehow died to like a super duper crit, then Rhyperior would need to be faster, and it would be slower without Trick Room. So I'm up 2-0 versus the clear favorite to win this series, which is not something I expected going into Game 3. I've got this team, he's got that team. Skarmory plus Magearna walls everything really well. But I have no Volt Switch immunity, so Raikou is going to be pretty gosh darn annoying, if you know what I mean. The Weavile set is my own innovation. It is Z-Dig, specifically to lure Magearna, and he brought Magearna, and that's fun. But unfortunately, it's Z-Dig to remove Magearna for Alakazam, and he still has a Mandibuzz, which is very good Alakazam stock. He's also almost certainly got some kind of Scarfer. I expect it to be Landorus, but it could also be Tapu Bulu because Scarf Pixelate's a thing. I'm just going to lead Magearna. Leading Regenerator Assault Vest Magearna is very safe, especially if he leads Bulu. And I can just throw out a Flash Cannon. He's going to reveal his own Magearna is not Regenerator Assault Vest, it is Leftovers, which makes me assume that it's going to be Flash Fire. Which is weird because looking at his team, I expected that the Raikou would be Primordial C, which would just negate the need for Flash Fire. But because it's Flash Fire, I'm like, okay, Raikou now has an ability I can't really expect. Primordial C is like common, but apparently it's not that, so what do I know? I'm going to Volt out, go right into Skarmory, because basically I just want to see if he's got any kind of Magic Bounce, or if I can set Stealth Rock. Turns out he does have Magic Bounce. It's on Golisopod. I don't really know why. But now I'm going to see that the Raikou is in fact Electric Surge as I get to Defog. Not really. It's not a thing I've seen, but it seems alright. Like, that is a Choice Specs Electric Surge boosted Volt Switch, which is why it does so much to a max HP Assault Vest Magearna. Unfortunately for him, the Regenerator is fucking busted. So I'm gonna go Skarm. He tries to Swords Dance. He's playing this very fast, very offensively, very aggressively. He wants to break through stuff. He wants to break through me with a Continental Crush. But I'm unaware. So that does 0, and I know he's gonna do that, and I can just set up Stealth Rock. Unaware is pretty fucking good. And yeah, that just lost him the Z move. It makes Landorus so much less of a threat. Like, you know, Swords Dance Lando could be kind of scary. Nope, not when you have Unaware Skarm. I'm just free to fire off a Brave Bird. I just want to hit the Raikou, start chipping it early, but he ends up going Mandibuzz instead because he wants to get up Stealth Rock, or get off Stealth Rock, not get up Stealth Rock. He already got Stealth Rock up with the Landorus Raikou. Boy, I can really talk very much good Bigly. I go Weavile because I kind of forgot what Strong Winds is, or I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but like there was clearly Strong Winds when Mandibuzz came out. That meant that Mandibuzz was Delta Stream, but like I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just like, it didn't register with me that because he's Delta Stream, I can't threaten him with Ice type moves. That double edge is Glaciate, by the way. But he said he went to Bulu here and died, and that is amazing for me. It helps a lot. Obviously, Bulu was walled by Skarmory and Magearna, but it was a check to Weavile, I guess. Actually, Bulu wasn't really threatening, but the point is, he said it was a misclick when Bulu died. Frankly, I think he might have just been predicting me to not do something really stupid, like try to double-edge a Delta Stream Mandibuzz, but either way, very unfortunate for him, because yeah, that play was pretty darn risky. Dead Bulu though, so I'm not really going to complain. He goes Raikou. Now I'm going to assume he might be Scarf. Even though I calced it and it was Specs damage, he just switching a Raikou on a Weavile that just Okos it. So I go Magearna. Turns out he's actually trying to bait me into double edging, taking more recoil as he goes Golisopod and just Swords Dances. If you look at this matchup, Buzzwole is completely unnecessary. I don't need it at all. It loses to Magearna, it loses to Raikou, it loses to Landorus because he might be Air Late, and it's just generally useless. Oh, and Mandibuzz walls it. So I'm just going to sack it, trying to weaken Golisopod. I'm Poison Jabbing rather than Leech Lifing, even though Leech Life is stronger, because I was just fishing for the poison, because that would just make it easier to wear down. I don't get it, but the point is, I didn't want to risk Skarmory. I know it's unaware, but if I switched into the Golisopod at 68%, and he somehow managed to 2-hit KO me, that'd be very embarrassing, because I need Skarmory. And then I promptly don't Roost Up. Instead I Brave Bird because I want to chip the Raikou. Because Raikou is his biggest threat. I just want to get chip damage on it. He's going to Volt Switch, so I'm going to Magearna. He's going to Volt into Landorus. We get stuck in a bit of a loop here for a little bit. Because obviously, you know, he can just Volt, and then I go Skarm, and he sets up rocks, and then I Defog, and then he goes to Raikou. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but you can see where this is going. This is not a win-win situation for me, because Regenerator only gets me back so much if he starts getting better rolls. So I'm going to go into Victini. It is my least useful thing, just because Magearna is Flash Fire. It's a very hard check. Mandibuzz is also a very hard check because Delta Stream removes the intense sun, making my V-Creates less strong. So I'm just going to U-turn out because, you know, I can still save Victini. Might as well go into my own Magearna. He also ult switches out, which is something I probably should have seen coming, and maybe just like Bolt Strike or something, but it's whatever. Bolt Striked? Bolt Struck? Anyway, Lando comes out. I'm obviously going to go right to Skarm, because I can afford to play it safe. I just can. Like, I've got the upper hand here with this matchup. Just going to Brave Bird, because I want to keep wearing down Raikou. As Mandibuzz comes out, that's not a Raikou, that's a Mandibuzz. Fun fact, Raikou and Mandibuzz, two different things. I'm going to go right into Weavile, because once again, I really just, for whatever reason, Strong Winds didn't click with me. Until I used Fake Out there, I'm like, oh yeah, that did 0. Well, oops. I'm a fucking idiot. And this is semifinals. I really shouldn't, I don't know what was with me. I felt like I was playing really well in Mix and Mega, and Sketchmon's obviously a matchup, but for whatever reason, that just didn't register with me at all. So I'm going to have to run away, go to Magearna. Flash Cannon is pretty safe as he goes to his own Magearna. I go for Volt Switch, which was a little risky because he could have Pain Splitted. I was, like in hindsight, didn't need to risk him when he... Oh no, I Flash Cannon again. Right, because I was like, if he Pain Splits, that's fine. I just want to keep wearing down his Magearna. Because Magearna is a hard check to Zam and Weavile, and not fun. I'm going to go to Victini, just expecting the whatever water move he has. I didn't think he'd Leech Life right there. That'd be a pretty interesting play. Now that Victini's out, I could have Bolt Struck, but I was like, yeah, he'll probably predict that go Mandibuzz, because Delta Stream, which I'm now remembering, or go Raikou. But no, he ends up going Magearna. That's fine. I'm going to go right into Weavile, just trying to show him that all I can do is Fake Out and run away, so that he's not expecting the Z-Dig for later. Just because I have time to play around like that. He ends up switching right out though, like trying to scout me for anything threatening. Goes into Mandibuzz. I knock it off because I know I can't hurt him, but I really want him to remove leftovers because look, the Mandibuzz is super annoying. I can barely break it. Only Magearna can really effectively break it. So I'm going to knock off those lefties. But he ended up going to Golisopod, predicting me to switch like a not insane person, which forced me to go Skarmory. Then I'm going to Brave Bird into the Raikou. That is a Raikou. Fun fact, not a Mandibuzz. But once again, he's just free to Volt out. And I really think like the matchup could have been different if he just played Raikou a little harder, because he's finally going to actually T-Bolt instead of just Volting out. I'm just going to Volt Switch out, because I didn't think he'd do it twice, because Fleur Cannon was a thing, but he's going to have to make the hard prediction. And all of a sudden, look, Magearna can't switch into Raikou. Raikou's a big threat. Raikou could have been a bigger threat this whole matchup, but it just hadn't been until now. Anyway, he's going to Death Fodder Golisopod. As I knock off, because I still want to knock off the Mandibuzz, and then he goes Magearna. Look, Z-Dig! Hey, boy! Z-Dig is a very fun set. It's pretty much only for Magearna, and like also kind of Heatran. Basically just Magearna, but that's not the point, because Magearna is like the most common mon in almost any ability, so just for Magearna isn't really doing it justice. I'm going to go right into my own Magearna, because even if he predicts that in double switches, well, you get Regenerated. That's Regenerate's kind of broken. He didn't double switch, which means, guess what? Floor Cannon gets a kill. Just because I'm Defensive Assault Vest, doesn't mean that Floor Cannon's not still, like, stupidly strong. He doesn't have a switch in anymore, because his Magearna just got lured. Raikou comes out. I'm going to play it safe. I can sack Skarmory now because it loses to both his things. I actually don't know if it loses to Mandibuzz, but like it can't beat Mandibuzz, or just end up being a PP War. PP War. I'm going to go to Victini because I assumed it would do more to Mandibuzz. Like, I was like, okay, you know, this will probably do KO. No, it only did 47%. Not quite. Almost, but not quite. Which means I'm just going to go right back into Magearna. I think he makes a good double into Raikou here. Yeah, he makes a good double into Raikou, predicting that. I totally could have stayed in, but I decided, you know what, if he crit me here, I would die, and then I could lose, and I don't want to risk that, and I have a Weavile, which isn't doing anything because I don't need it, so you know what, let's just sack that, go back to Magearna, and now I'm out of range of a critical hit. I guess I was still risking the Floor Cannon missing, but it's whatever. Like how much can you really prep for? I sacked one thing just to be safe, and at this point, all he's got is a Mandibuzz. This is clearly not going to go great. I think I played extra safe for no real reason. Like, I didn't have to. But I'm going to go Alakazam. Let me speed this up. I'm going to go Alakazam. Miss a couple of Focus Blasts, which doesn't matter, but I think it's kind of funny. Funny. Like, sack Alakazam, and then instead of going Magearna, first I'm gonna go Weavile, Victini, and trick him, just to be like still extra safe. And he actually happened to roost there, because V-Create would have 2KO'd with the Intense Sun as opposed to the Delta Stream. At that point, he forfeits. Really didn't expect a 3-0 the favorite to win the series. Didn't really expect to win at all, but I was very happy that I did. I put in a ton of prep for this series, and it looks like it definitely paid off with techs like Trick Room and Z-Dig Weavile. So, there's versus jrdn. Hopefully this was a little shorter, a little sweeter. I don't know. See you next time with level 56.